exciting. Oops, I'm gonna get the headphones in. Right, and yes, this is exciting. This is exciting. I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes to give people a chance. It's a new group. In fact, let me shut my windows. So yes, this is a new group. Yes, Sean's on. Shout out Porridge. So Porridge is on. So this is a new group. So this is the first time doing a Facebook Live within the group. I haven't even done one of these before, but this is the first time doing it. And of course, I'm not expecting huge numbers to jump on because in the group, we've only got, 10 people, 11 people so far. But obviously, you've got to start from somewhere, right? So we've got 11 people in the group. Of the 11, I can see that 2 people are on. Shouts out to Jesse and shouts out to Sean. And so the whole aim of this video is that I'm going to answer some of the questions that some people have about cryptocurrency investing. In fact, just before I continue, can someone like Sean or Jesse give me a wave or something to make sure you can hear me properly? Or can you comment? In fact, maybe... Can someone comment just to make sure I'm being heard properly? Because there's no point in me continuing if no one can hear me. Or sure, probably beg you text me. Sorry, text me if you can hear me. If I'm going to text you now. And then hopefully after this live is finished. Yes, Mo managed to get on. So yes, Mo, you managed to get on. Good, you can hear me properly. Okay, great, fantastic. So yeah, I'm really excited to be speaking about this because over the lockdown so far, I've really become more deeply interested in cryptocurrency. Thank you for that, Mo. Appreciate that. And thank you for coming on, Mo. I know you said you might have work. I'm interested to know what type of work that you do because I don't know. It's like I'm interested to hear what type of work you can do. You can hear you, King. Cool. Okay, right, and brilliant. So I'm going to get into some of the main questions. Just get straight into it. In fact, before I do, I'm going to take off my hoodie because I can feel myself getting excited already. So I'm going to take off my hoodie. So one sec. Joel, thank you for coming on as well. So 1 second, take off my hoodie. Then I'm going to answer these questions. Okay. Cool. So first question. I'm not going to say who the question came from. But if you have any questions on basically anything I'm saying, feel free to put them in the comments so I can see them. And Sean, I beg you do me a favour. If people do comment and I miss it, just text me what the questions are, just in case a lot of questions come up. But if not, no worries. What do you do? Autonomous robotic delivery. Man, that sounds nuts, man. You know, autonomous robotic delivery. You might need to comment in the group what that is. Autonomous robotic delivery. But anyway, so the first question got asked by someone joining the group. They said, "Well, with banks not giving change/coins out to customers, as they are limiting it due to the coronavirus, when is the best time to invest in crypto and which ones?" So that's a 2-part question for me. He said, with the banks not giving out change like coins out to customers as they're limiting it due to coronavirus. So let's quickly pause in that minute. So what he's saying is that the banks, due to this whole lockdown, aren't giving out physical money. When you go to shops, when you go in Tesco, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, wherever you're shopping, maybe not Waitrose for me, that's far too posh for me. But as you know, everything now is becoming more digital, the way that we're paying for things. I mean, even because of this lockdown, even the typical, when you're paying on card, it used to be capped at £30. But now because due to lockdown, it's now increased to 45. So because of this lockdown, they're even making it even more so for people to encourage use digital currency, so your pounds, but digitally. But aside from the lockdown, I know he's referring to lockdown, but aside to lockdown, what you have to realize is that 92% of the money globally in the world is digital anyway. 92%. That means only 8% of the money is actually cash in your hand, whether it's notes or whether it's coins, no matter what currency you're in. I mean, I've got a stat here. So globally, the amount of money in the world is $60 trillion US dollars globally. And of that $90 trillion, 65 trillion is it in total, and $60 trillion is how much is digital. Only $5 trillion globally is cash. And statistics-wise, that's 92% of the global currency is digital anyway. So forgetting about coronavirus, money is digital anyway. I mean, I can't tell you the last time I used to handle notes. I rarely see coins. I rarely handle notes. So away from crypto, away from what I'm talking to you about now, you have to realize that money is becoming digital regardless. And so he said, when is the best time to invest in crypto and which ones? So the second part is like, when is the best time? Now. Right now. There's no reason why you shouldn't. What are you waiting for? It's like a really good friend of mine started last week investing in crypto. And it was, I think the Monday he phoned me about it, saying, yo, Kayode, you need to tell me about crypto, you need to tell me about crypto. And then I said, yeah, just hit me up when you're ready. Then a week went past, and then then I messaged him on text saying, yo, Bitcoin at this time was 7.5k, and it went up to 8k. I said to him, yo, you know, since you spoke to me, Bitcoin's gone up by £500. And he goes, oh man, I wanted to wait till the weekend. I said to him, yo, you can wait till the weekend. You can wait, but the market's not waiting for you. The market's going up and down regardless of if you're involved or not. So it's not a case of when is the best time. It's happening now. It's happening regardless. So in terms of his question, when is the best time? It's now. Like, what is there to wait for? Don't, like, you know, you could see the markets moving up and down daily. Like, what is there to wait for? So the best time is now. Not to put pressure on anyone, but it generally is. The best time is now. Like, what are you waiting for, kind of thing? And he said, which are the best coins to invest in? Now, that's a complete separate conversation. So one thing, I don't know which platform you followed me on previously, but I promoted that I'm going to be giving out a newsletter where it's going to be giving you, literally telling you what are the best coins to invest in, like in terms of how to manage your portfolio. But just while you're on the call, it's been almost common knowledge now. You want to have at least 50% of your portfolio in Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency, and it's the main one. Yet, isn't it? It's the main one. So they say that you always want to have a large portion of your portfolio in Bitcoin specifically. So I hope that kind of answered the question for that first question. And in fact, just another note I put here is that, and it's again just to emphasize the point how much that money is now just completely digitally. It's crazy because you're very clever when it comes to investing. Just stop, man. Yeah, so you made me leave my track of thought. So just when it comes to emphasize my point, how much money is digital, that when you go to your cash point, right, you're going to, in fact, I've got my wallet here. In fact, let me not do that just in case I show my details. But I've got my wallet here. If I'm going to the cash point, when I'm putting my money in the machine, my balance, or if I go into my online banking on my app, or on the online or on my phone, your balance you see isn't necessarily how much money you have. Yes, it's how much money you have, but until you have it, you don't have it. The bank has it. All that is showing you is the debt that the bank owes you, because when you're giving the bank money, you're giving it to them to use. So that's the debt. It's showing you how much the bank owe you. The bank owes you that money. It's almost not non-existent. They're just showing you how much you owe me. Let's just say Jesse owes me £10. So I'm going to write a note saying £10. I don't have it. I don't have it until I get it back from her. Do you get what I mean? I don't have the £10. Same thing when you go to the cash point. Same thing when you check online. You haven't got that money. It's the bank. It's just showing you what the bank owes. So just emphasizing the point that 92% of the world's currency is digital anyway, regardless of cryptocurrency. Cool, man. I'm getting into this, man. I'm getting hot, man. I'm getting hot. Okay, cool. Next question. How do I do it successfully, and why isn't everybody doing it? I love it. Everyone's hitting me with these two-part questions. So the first thing, how do you do it successfully? I think you need to define what you mean by success. I think success is relative to the individual. But I'm assuming, I mean, if the person is watching, they can maybe clarify. But if not, maybe if they watch the replay. But I'm assuming what they mean by how to do it successfully is how to make money, right? Or how to do it successfully, or in how to do the transaction. But regardless, how to do it successfully, it's very simple. The platform that I recommend for beginners is Coinbase. And it's ridiculously simple. It's ridiculously simple in terms of if you can use internet banking, you can use Coinbase. It's buy, you can literally, you do it on your phone, buy, keep watching your app if you want, and then one day sell. It's just simple. I can't even begin to explain how simple it is. So in terms of how to do it successfully, yes, there's many different platforms how to trade or invest in cryptocurrency. But Coinbase, if you're asking a question how to do it successfully, and you're new to it, it's very simple with Coinbase. It's extremely simple. Let's just say it's Bitcoin when you buy it. Bitcoin right now, I think it's at 7. Let me just quickly check. It's like at 8k or something like that, or 7.5k. That doesn't mean that you have to doesn't mean you have to buy a whole Bitcoin for 7k or 8k. It's not that. You buy how much you want. You buy a fraction of it. So let's just say Bitcoin. Oh, I thought I clicked it. So one sec. So this is the Coinbase app. Okay, one sec. So Bitcoin right now is 7.9. So let's just say 8k. It's basically 8k. If you want to invest in Bitcoin, you don't need to buy it. You don't need to put up 8k right now. It's not that. If you got £100, you buy £100 worth of Bitcoin. If you've got £80, you buy £80 worth of Bitcoin. If you got £10, you buy £10 worth of Bitcoin. And then that's it. So let's just say you bought £10 of Bitcoin right now, and Bitcoin's at 8K. Yeah. If Bitcoin goes to 16K, your money then doubles to 6. Then your 10 doubles to 20. It's see as it's pairing. So however much Bitcoin goes up in a percentage is how much what you put in goes up as a percentage. And that is it. If Bitcoin goes down by 10% from 8K to 7.2K, your £10 goes down by 10%. So £10, 10% of £10 is £1. So it goes down to £9. That's basically it. I think me trying to explain it to you talking overcomplicates it. It's something that when you just see it, it's just a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. And how to be successful in investing in Bitcoin, I guess, is just literally making a good return. So for me, when it comes to my returns, quick question by Mo, what do you think of Uphold instead of Coinbase? I haven't heard of Uphold. It's not, I can type in, let me type in Google actually. The platforms I can show you kind of thing. The platforms I like to use are, I don't know if you can see. So this is what my investing sort of folder on my app. So I like Binance, Coinbase Pro. Recently now dabbled with crypto.com and KuCoin. So I haven't really come across Uphold. So I can't really give you an opinion of that. But if I type in quickly on Google now, in terms of complexity, I can kind of gauge whether it is complex just by looking at it. I typed in Uphold and just a definition of Uphold, crypto. Okay. Okay, so I think Mo, in terms of your experience with trading, if you're new, I mean, I don't know what level you are, but if you're new, if you've never done it before, then I just recommend Coinbase. It's just, here we go. Yeah, I definitely haven't come across Uphold before. And yes, I know I'm biased to Coinbase, but just looking at Uphold, I can really see that I don't necessarily like it to Coinbase. In fact, it has got a contrast between Uphold and Coinbase here. But it's just, I guess I'm a bit biased towards Coinbase. Coinbase isn't the best because, again, transparency. I've been using Coinbase since 2017. Literally, this could have something called a Bitcoin halving happen. There was 2 crashes of the Coinbase site. Now, I've never seen that happen before, but due to the massive demand, like it's used by 20 million people worldwide. It's the most popular exchange. And due to that, I think due to the sudden rush, just like when you buy tickets for Beyonce or whatever, I think due to the traffic, the site kind of crashed. That's the first time I've seen it in 2.5 years. So yeah, to answer your question, I prefer Coinbase over Uphold, but then again, I haven't really used Uphold. But cool, let me get back to the questions. Okay, so how to do it successfully and why isn't everybody doing it? So yeah, so I kind of touched on how to do it successfully and why isn't everyone doing it? You just want to see, it blows my mind. It completely blows my mind. The way I kind of see it is crypto stretches your money. It's like, could you put your money in your bank account right now? You're not getting anything on that. You're getting minimal. You're getting what? 0.1% or, I mean, in terms of the interest rate, the base of the Bank of England changed interest rate for the minimum to be like 0.9, I think, like that for a year. So you're getting something like 0.9 or like 1% over a year. In terms of crypto, you can get that daily. Do you get what I mean? So it's a complete no-brainer, and it's not even a case of putting all of your money in. It's only putting a part of it. I don't encourage people putting in. Let's just say you're bringing home a grand a month. You don't even have to be putting in a lot. You can put in maybe £20. It doesn't have to be a lot. So it literally just blows my mind off when I'm doing it. Okay, next question. Is it safe or will I fall into a scam? Now, first, is it safe? Yes, it is safe to invest on Coinbase. It is safe. I mean, I'm doing it for 2.5 years. They're the biggest exchange, so they got the most protection, most insurance around it. When it comes to, is it safe? I'm assuming this person means safe in terms of trading, because Bitcoin, all it is, or any cryptocurrency, all it is a form of money. So it's just you buying something as a transaction. And even in terms of the transaction used to blockchain technology, it is also very safe. It's hard to be hacked. It's digital transfers. So it's safe even doing transfers when you're making purchases, and it's also safe to invest in. Of course, it depends on which exchange. So when she says to you, is it safe? Certain platforms might not be safe. I could create a platform today. Obviously, I haven't got experience or the knowledge. But if I create a platform today for people to exchange crypto, it probably wouldn't be safe. I probably haven't got the right firewalls. I probably don't have the right hacking technologies to stop it. Do you get what I mean? It just depends on which platform. But of course, the longer a platform's been around, it's more likely the safer it is. So Coinbase is very, very safe. And so will you fall into a scam? Yes, there are crypto scams around, just like there are scams around with people using pounds or dollars. But it depends what you're doing, which platform you're going on. Is it a trustable source? When you're transferring your Bitcoin, if you're not, to be honest, I've never bought anything with Bitcoin. I've never bought anything with any cryptocurrency. I literally just invest. I just use it to invest. So yes, you could be scammed if you're buying some. Just like in fact, I'll tell you real story, I got scammed with a washing machine. I paid £30 in US pounds, bought it. It was a scam. Do you get what I mean? So you can get scammed in any currency you use, whether it's pounds, dollars, whatever. So yes, so you can get scammed. All of Bitcoin is a form of money, just digital asset. And the only other way you can get scammed is if you're using a exchange which isn't trusted, which isn't protected. And then next question is, how does it work? So I kind of touched on this throughout, how it works. And again, it depends if this person's meaning how does Bitcoin work in terms of blockchain technology, which you don't have to learn. You don't have to know it. It took me 2 years into my journey with investing to even really care about the technology. You don't have to care about the technology behind it. I'm recording this on my iPhone. If I take off my iPhone screen, I don't care how the iPhone works underneath. It's not important to me. I don't really care how it works. All I care literally is that I put my money in. It does whatever happens in here. I take it out and I get a better return. That's all I care about. I'm not interested in how the machine works. All I care about is putting money in. Hold on. If you put £50 in the crypto, is it? Okay, Jesse, thanks for the question. I'm going to answer in a second. So all I care about is okay, this is my Bitcoin. This is my money. I put it in the machine. I just care about when it comes out the other side that I get more. That's it. You don't really know to care how it works. It's the same with your internet banking. You might not fully understand how the internet banking works with your Santander, Barclays, but you don't have to know. All you should care about is that you put your money in, and when you withdraw, you take out more on the other side. So you deposit, withdraw. That's it. Just two things: buy, sell, deposit, withdraw. And when you withdraw it, you want to make sure it's higher than what you put in. So if you put in £100, you might say that you're going to withdraw it when it gets up to 125, or when it gets up to 150, or when it gets up to 200. And now to answer Jesse's question, if you put £50 into crypto, is there a chance you can lose that £50? The short answer is yes. However, you can lose money. Yeah, the short answer is yes. However, but I don't understand how people do lose money with crypto, because the only way you are going to lose money is if you withdraw less than what you put in. That's the only way you're going to lose money. So if you put in £50, the only way you're going to lose money is if you withdraw when it's at 49, or when it's at 40, or when it's at 35, or just leave it. You know what I mean? Just leave it. If you put the money in at £100 and it's dipped a bit, don't withdraw it. Just leave it to go back up and then withdraw. You just wait. That's why you just buy and hold. The strategy is buy it and hold. Just buy it and hold. So I was speaking to a guy on my Instagram, I think last week. He said that he put £400 or £500 on a coin called Tron, so another coin like Bitcoin, sorry. And he said that he lost money. I said to him, how? Like, if you haven't withdrawn, you haven't lost the money yet. It's still in the game. When the money's in the game, it's still in the game. It's still doing its thing. You haven't lost it until you withdraw. You only lose money when you withdraw. Yes, it can go down, but you haven't lost money yet until you withdraw. So if you're a case of you put in your £50 and it's gone down to maybe 49 or 45, just wait till it goes up. Do you know what I mean? The only way to lose money is when you withdraw and it's less than what you put in. If you leave, sure, it won't go to zero. Yeah, good question. So you can put money in, it can go to zero, but it's Bitcoin. If we, for example, with the coins, there's something called the Lindy effect, right? Which means that the longer a coin's been around, the more likely it is to stand the test of time. So Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. Yeah, Joel, I've got your question. Joel, I've got your question coming up next. I did see your question, so I'm gonna get to yours next, Joel. But just going back to Jesse's question, so there's something called the Lindsay effect, whereby the longer something's been around, the more likely it's to stay when it comes to stocks or crypto. So Bitcoin's been around since 2008, which means it's very unlikely to go anywhere. If you invest in a new coin that comes out today on 18th of May, that's more high risk. It hasn't stood the test of time. Whereas Bitcoin, I mean, crypto it's the fastest growing asset in history. You need to realize it's the fastest growing asset in history. Period. It's faster growing than gold, silver, stocks, forex. It's the fastest growing asset. Yes, certain coins can be risky. All you got to look at is see a coin as a separate project or a separate business. So certain new businesses, let's just say a new startup business started today and was making, I'm looking at my window and is making scissors to cut the hedges. That's more of a risky business. It's only come out today. Whereas if my scissors business, and I've been trading for 50 years, I'm more likely to stay around in this one. Do you get what I mean? Because I've been around longer. That's not to say that this one can't. But so when you put your money in coins that have been around for a long time, such as your Bitcoin, that's a very stable coin. Your Ethereum, that's a very stable coin. Litecoin, that's a very stable coin. They're unlikely to go anywhere. But the new projects what come out today, they're more risk. So Bitcoin, I can't see Bitcoin going to zero. I just can't see it happening. I can't see it happening. But then, like Mo said, that's the risk in any investment, that it could happen. It could whistle to zero, but it's very unlikely. We just had a massive drop in March of investments worldwide, stocks, gold, forex, whatever, crypto. Again, Bitcoin went from 8K, it went to lowest at 3K, and now it's back up to 8K already. Think about it. Bitcoin was at 3K in March. It was at 3K, and now it was at its lowest, and now it's back up to 8K already. Do you get what I mean? So it's already weathered this storm. Do you have to have certain qualifications to start up account? No qualifications. Just literally start creating a Facebook account or creating an Instagram account. And right, let me go into Joel's question now. So Joel, you might want to, you've worded it a bit differently here, but when you pull it, you said, so if I'm saying it wrongly, I don't know if it's Joel or Joel, because when I was at the primary school, there's a guy we used to call him Joel, but when I went to secondary school, there's a guy there and his name was Joel. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, so my bad. But what you said before, is there ongoing cost of owning the CFD asset? And you said here, you worded it as, are there any ongoing costs of owning Bitcoin? So that's two separate things. So a CFD, that's way more complex than anyone who's a beginner needs to know. CFD stands for contract for difference. And you said, is there ongoing cost to owning a CFD? But when you have a CFD asset, you don't own it. By definition, a CFD, you don't own it. You don't own it. It's not something you own. You just speculate whether it's going to go up or down. So when it comes to CFD trading, you only put up 10% of the whole cost or whatever it is. So it's not something that you actually own. So going to answering that question, is there any ongoing costs of owning a CFD asset? You could argue no, because you don't own it. But when you do CFD trading, yes, there are costs, because essentially, because it's called margin trading, because you're only putting up a small percent of it, the 10%, you're borrowing the other 90% from your exchange or from your broker. So they're almost loaning it to you. So there's interest on the rest of it. So for example, Binance, what I recommend, if you're not Coinbase, Binance is a good trading platform. I think their daily thing, here it is 0.03% a day. So that's the cost of, or depending on which coin, on Bitcoin, it's 0.03% a day. Over a year, it's like 10.75%. So there is a cost to CFD trading, but you don't own that asset anyway. But if anyone's interested in just to get started, I wouldn't even recommend doing margin trading or CFD trading. That's way more complex than the beginner needs to do. And it's a way more risky, because you're borrowing money to do it. So if you lose, you have to pay it. Do you know what I mean? So contract for difference, if you're new, that's not something you have to do. But in terms of the way you worded the question now, you said, where is it? Are there any ongoing costs to owning crypto? So to answer that question, how you just worded that there now, are there any ongoing costs to owning crypto? No, there are no costs. There are no daily fees or nothing. When you trade certain stocks or certain other commodities, there's overnight fees. But with crypto, there isn't. There's no, because you're able to trade it 24 hours a day, there's no end. With certain markets whereby it ends at like 5 p.m. New York time or 10 p.m. in UK, there's a charge there's an overnight charge for having it overnight. But with crypto, you own that. It's yours. You own it. It's yours. So there's no cost to owning the crypto. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and then Jesse's got a few questions here. So I said, how do you need any qualifications? No. How you meant to cash out? Again, how you meant to cash out? Again, it's very simple. It's just literally withdraw. And it goes straight into your bank account. So let's just say I put in £50. It's gone up to £70. Withdraw, bang, back into my bank account. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. And now he said, so basically, the more money you put in, the better, because it will have a longer time to go down to zero. No, not necessarily. Joel, that makes sense. Yeah, glad that makes sense to you, Joel. Just to answer Jesse's question, the more money you put in, the better is, because 10% of £1,000 is more than 10% of £100. So let's just say you put in £1,000, Bitcoin goes up by 10%. That's the extra £100 you're getting on top of that. But if you put in £100 and Bitcoin raises by 10%, 10% of £100 is only £10. So it's less money you're making. Do you know what I mean? So the more money you put in, the better. But it's not a case of, because your money, it's the crypto which will be going down to zero. But again, it's not even, it's something that is just unfathomable. It's not likely to happen. It's like saying Apple, the company, their stocks are likely to go down to zero, but it's just very unlikely. Apple's not going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? It's just not going anywhere. You know, Disney, that's a very popular stock. It could go to zero, but it's just very unlikely. Same thing with cryptocurrency. Yes, again, certain coins are more risky because they might be new into the market, but the longer they've been in the market, the less likely they are to go anywhere, if that makes sense. So I hope that kind of answers the question there, Jesse. And then, yeah, well, we've been going for 25 minutes. So yeah, that's all the questions that people have asked in terms of entering the group. But is there any other questions people want to hit me with before we go? Let's kind of round this up to, let's stay in for maybe another 4 minutes. That'd be cool. Then we can round that up to 30 minutes on the live. Has anyone got any other questions? Let me just check my text, see if Sean has messaged me. Text me, sorry. Okay, no, he hasn't. Any other questions? I hope everyone's had a good day today anyway. Like, for me, I've been listening to a lot of philosophy today. I don't know why, but I'm listening to a lot of philosophy. Man. I don't know why. I was listening to, well, it's not new, but it's new to me. There's a Zeno, a philosopher back in, do you feel, oh, we go question. Oh, sorry, 2 questions. Sorry, oh my God, I dare me talking about philosophy. I didn't receive Joel's question either. Would you recommend to invest in smaller, cheaper crypto to hold hope and they raise in value? Would I recommend smaller, cheaper crypto? It depends what they are. Do you know what I mean? It depends what they are. For example, Litecoin is a cheap coin. Litecoin is trading at what? The best thing to just to have literally down. If you don't want to create an account yet, download app. You can see what some of the cheap ones are. But it's like you can literally, if I go to prices, you know what I mean? So you can literally see. Oh no, you might not be able to see it. So you can see the price of the coins the price of the coin is almost irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? It's the percentage they move by it. So even though Bitcoin is the most expensive coin at just under 8K, that's not to say that it's going to increase anything more or less than, for example, Ripple, which is at 17p. Do you know what I mean? So the price of the coin is almost irrelevant. It's just literally the percentage of what it increases by or not, because you're not buying a whole coin. You're not buying a whole coin, so it doesn't matter if you're owning 100, like with Ripple, for example. Ripple's only 17p, so if you put in £1, you're almost owning 4 whole Ripples. But that's irrelevant to owning a fraction of Bitcoin, because it's just literally a percentage increase or decrease what you're interested in. I mean, unless you're buying it because you want to actually spend the Ripple. But other than that, I don't buy to spend. I just buy and hold to sell, you know, and wait to increase in value. So it's not necessarily a case of the smaller coins will increase in percentage any higher or lower, because you can literally see it. Like Ripple, today it's down 0.15%. Bitcoin's down 1.24. Ethereum's is at 170 but that's up 1.75. So it's almost irrelevant the price of the coin. It's just the movement you're interested in. You know, let's just say, for example, I've got this my case for my headphones and my car key. In fact, well, they're different sizes, as you can see. So you can say this one could be Bitcoin because it's a lot bigger than this smaller one. But it doesn't matter. I'm only interested in how they move up or down. It doesn't matter what the price of the asset is, if that makes sense. Shit, I dropped my key. And to answer Jess's question, do I feel amazing investing? Do I feel amazing? I don't know if I feel amazing, but for me, it's just something to make your money stretch. Like I just see it as able to stretch your money for you, because The only difference between it's like where was your money in March when Bitcoin was at 3K? Where was your money? I'm guessing it was in your bank account. What was it doing in that bank account? Nothing. What was it doing there? You could have put some in your Coinbase account if you want to look at it as a separate bank account. Put it in your Coinbase account. It would have been more likely to grow because Bitcoin went from 3K to now 8K in 2 months. But where was your money in that time? So for me, I feel good when I'm able to get a good return because I know that I'm getting a better deal than I'm getting from the bank. Okay, want to be technical? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, that's cool. No, it's not being dicky. To be fair, again, I'm happy to be corrected if I need to be. Do you know what I mean? Ripple's the company, XRP's a token. So what you're saying there? So Ripple, so the company, yeah, that's cool. So Ripple, so what you're saying there? So Ripple is the name of the company, just like Apple, and their coin, if you look at their token, is called XRP. So yeah, that's cool. Thanks for that, Mo. But going back to Jesse's question, yes, it's not like I feel amazing. It's not. I think amazing coming out of the way to teach everyone about crypto. Yeah, that's it. And it's not even like, I'm not even here trying to say that I'm the crypto god, but it's just something that I've done for a while, which I think it's a no-brainer for more people should be doing. Do you get what I mean? So yeah. Any other questions before we got all the team? Yeah, man, that's it, man. It's just helping out each other. You know what I mean? It's just helping out each other. It's just literally helping out each other. But I will make sure that I distinguish more between Ripple and XRP. Because I don't, again, it's XR. I don't say, I just call it Ripple. Do you know what I mean? But I'll make sure to distinguish that if it's more key, if it's more important to distinguish a clarification. But yeah, any other questions? Best moment investing? Yeah, my best probably December 2013. Sorry, 2017 when Bitcoin, Ethereum, well basically when all the coins just skyrocketed. Do you know what I mean? I think I got like 100 and something% return on investment. Do you know what I mean? And I haven't seen that since. It was more than each coin gave me more than like 100% return of investment. It was just mad. Do you know what I mean? It's just mad. So that was probably the best moment. But yeah, so if anyone's new and wants to start, I recommend Coinbase as for beginners because it's just very, very basic. Sean can even attest to that. Yeah, you can use, I haven't heard of the Uphold until it was mentioned now. But I can't clarify how the use of ease. But Coinbase is arguably been well accepted as the easiest sort of like gateway drug. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can either go straight to cocaine or you can maybe have a cigarette if you want to call it that. So Coinbase is like your cigarette before you go into. I would DM you to call you about others. I don't see. No, Mo, that's it, man. It's all good. No, don't worry about Mo. It's all good. That's all good. Don't worry about that, Mo. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, man. Anything else? I realize there's a slight delay when the comments come in, so I'll kind of hang on for a bit. Okay, hanging on. Alright then, cool. Alright then, guys. Well, thank you all for coming to the first live. You're very clever guys. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. But it's not even about me being clever, to be honest, man. It's just I'm just trying to help out people. Do you know what I mean? It's just trying to help out people, man. I'm just trying to use what I've learned to help others. That's it. It's just all it is, man. Because I just see it as I would want my siblings to know. If I had kids, I would want my kids to know when they grow up. It's just trying to help people because one of the biggest issues people have in life is finances. You know what I mean? It's financial difficulties. So if I'm able to help someone do that by just helping them try to put a portion of their income somewhere else to help it stretch, help it grow, then that's what I'm trying to do, man. So yeah, thank you all for jumping on for the first ever live. Maybe try to do this periodically, maybe once a week or whatever, when more people come in, more questions come in or whatever. And yeah, any other questions, feel free to utilize the group. Speak to each other as well. And I'm going to try and save this. Hopefully I'm going to click finish now and hopefully it saves.